Yeah, so really, I was inspired to get into real estate by my husband. He actually, was encouraging me to do it because he's like, you're a people person, and this seems like something that you'd thrive in. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the medical field. Like, I don't know anything about houses. Even when we bought our own home, I wasn't really educated in the process because he kind of held it down. I just told him, sure, I like this house. And it was a strong buyer's market. So, like, it wasn't what you see today. And yeah, it was a smooth thing. We moved into our house, and next thing you know, he's like, yeah, get into this. You'll be great at it. So me and my girlfriend, we went and we took the real estate prep exam together. I did it with a different company. And then, of course, I let it go. 2 years. Once I was like mentally ready to get into real estate, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this test. Well, guess what? The prep exam expired. So that led me to Champion Real Estate Academy, where I had to retake the course. And I was grateful to meet Luis Garcia. And yeah, I did the prep, and it took like about 4 times to pass the test, but now I'm a real estate agent. Yes, there was a big difference with the pre-licensing course. The first program that I took, the instructors were amazing. However, it was like 2 long, miserable weekends in the middle of the summer. So I just think that it was like too much information for like 2 long days. Well, it was Saturday and Sunday for 2 weekends. And it was like 10 hours a day. Like, I mean, we know that we don't pay attention to things after you hear it. I mean, after they're talking about it for like an hour, like, I know I can't absorb 10 hours of information. So that was brutal. Yeah, no, but I definitely did better with the second time around because it was more of an intimate setting. I think we did 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 evenings each week. And then I think the last week was 4 days. But yeah, that was great because I got to meet you, Big Lou, the realtor. I got to meet you, and, I immediately resonated with you. And, it was a great and it was a fun class. I actually took it with one of my girlfriends, and, she didn't move forward with it, but I took my test 4 times, and here we are. Yeah, so as soon as I got my license, I actually wanted to mentor with you, Louis. So as soon as I got my license, I joined Homestrong Realty, and small little boutique thing, but I needed the one-on-one. I had already known, liked, and trusted you from the school and things like that. So, we were with Homestrong, and then we sort of branched over and joined another brokerage, Castanetti Realty, which also played, a big role in my growth as well. I met a lot of amazing people, led me to the coach who I have today, James Rambert. And then from that boutique brokerage, I went to a more franchise setting. And the franchise setting was amazing because it was everything that I had in the boutique brokerage, but I also had systems that I was able to leverage. But then the problem with that franchise was that I started to outgrow it. My broker was absolutely amazing. He poured his heart and soul into me, and I learned everything that I needed to know until I reached a moment where I was like, shit, I need more. I need more. And so I went back to my coach, and I was like, I love these people. I love my broker. I love the people that I work with. My assistant, who was everything to me. I needed more modern training. So he was like, well, before that, when I realized that I needed more modern training, I told him, I know I'm going to be at EXP. It's just a matter of when. And he's like, what do you mean a matter of when? And I was like, well, I had a baby. I'm building a house. Like, I'm gonna sell my house. Like, there was so many life-changing events. I left my full-time job. So it was like so many things happened at the same time. I was like, well, I'm not really looking to switch now, but I know eventually I'm gonna make the switch because I'm looking for more of the modern training. And he was like, well, do it now. What are you wasting time for? And I was like, oh my God, okay, I guess I can add another like thing to add to the chaos. And so he was like, well, because, I want the best for you, these are the people that I trust. And I want you to interview them. And, he gave me a spread of different people who were actually doing the things in real estate. And so I interviewed all of them, and that's how I landed with Mike Sherrard and Connor Steinbrook. They are the founders of the Wolf Pack. So I joined their organization, and you know what? It was like God sent. Because I am now growing my organization. And actually, Lewis, I'm so glad that you're with us at EXP, along with the other 17 agents. So it's been a pretty incredible experience. I now lead the Women of the Wolf Pack along with two other amazing, heavy hitters, amazing women, Benita and Vinay. So we run the Women's Wolf Pack group, and I'm also one of the leaders of the whole Wolf Pack. So I got a lot of responsibility here, a lot of leadership, and a lot of growth is happening. So I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity to learn and grow. And this is just the beginning, guys. and really the difference between my old brokerage and the Wolfpack organization at EXP that I joined was the culture, right? We're a group of 2,400 agents, and like, yeah, we're all on Zoom and it's a virtual world, but I feel so connected to these people. Like, the culture is so strong. And also the modern training that I mentioned, like literally the Social Agent Academy, we have an entire hub that, like, whatever path you're in real estate, like, you can join that path to learn what it is that you want to learn in real estate, whether you want to door knock, cold call, do social media, Facebook, Instagram, like, we have all of it. And so when I was introduced to Mike, that's how I was immediately sold on the Wolfpack, was because I wasn't getting that modern training. In fact, like, they wanted me to teach the modern training, and I had a lot to learn. I didn't know. Like, I guess I am social media savvy, and a lot of people like say, "Oh my God, you're great on social," and I'm like, I still got so much to learn, but I wasn't ready to start like teaching about it, because I felt like I needed to grow more and learn more about what social media can do for your business, and building that personal brand. So it just, being with the Wolfpack now has definitely changed my perspective in the industry. And now I don't feel like I'm geographically restricted. I feel like I can work globally with all my partners. And it's been an amazing ride. I mean, it's been a year and 3 months with EXP, with the Wolfpack. But I got to tell you, there's still so much to learn. I'm still a student, and I'm going to allow myself to be a student for as long as it needs to be, right? Being a mom, a wife, and a business owner is very hard, to say the least. And it's taken a lot of trial and error to kind of figure out how I can fit it in a healthy way. And it wasn't until a few months ago where I had to completely like unlearn everything I learned. And now I'm building the foundation where I can leverage certain things so I'm not being taken away from my family, but also give that buyer experience at the same time. Now, what I did say trial and error, because I'm still in the transition of leveraging certain things so that way I can hone in on, my family, more importantly, support my husband as well, because he is the number one supporter of everything that I do. So, supporting him. And then also my colleagues. I lead the Wolf Pack along with 22 other leaders, but I have a role there. So, and then I also have my clients. So managing all of that, I've had to, put systems in place so that way I'm able to really strategically time block and take care of certain things as needed. And I run into, sick days with the kids and, just randomness, right? Just being a mom, a wife, and a business owner, we run into a lot of different situations. So I've been able to, push through. And by no means do I have it all figured out, but we're figuring it out. And it's actually a pretty interesting ride, because my goal at the end of the day is to create the most amazing buyer experience, being the most amazing mom and being the most amazing wife, along with being a leader of our community in the Wolfpack. So we're still learning. We're still learning how to manage it all. Rookie mistake. Oh yeah, I had plenty of rookie mistakes, and minor things like not having a client pre-approved and not having them sign the buyer rep contract or agreement, to building a personal brand. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. And that's a big one. That's a big rookie mistake on my part. Now, I have several coaches in the industry that I coach with, and my main coach was like, okay, Aura, you got to start the videos and blah, blah, blah. And, I was like, yes, I can't start my videos until I have a brand. And he's like, Aura, but you are your brand. And I didn't understand what he was saying. And I was like, what do you mean? I don't have the logo. I don't have the colors. I don't have this. And it wasn't until I dropped a ton of money on a beautiful brand that didn't really resonate with me, because I thought that was what I needed to identify my personal brand. And the rookie mistake with that was, the lesson that I learned from that rookie mistake was, your personal brand is you, right? And if you follow me on social media, I don't have EXP vomited all over my brand or all over. Nobody even knows that I work for EXP. And it's because people don't work with me because I work for that brokerage. People work for me because of me. That's my personal brand. And it took a lot of money. It took a lot of time wasted to realize that I didn't need the pretty logo and the colors and the topography and this and the mood and all these messages, right? I needed to build that personal brand, know what my value proposition was, and then enhance it with all the bells and whistles and things like that. So, that was a big rookie mistake in my part, and I was warned. I was warned by my coach, who said, you don't need that. And then I was warned again by Mike Sherrard, who actually has the program, and he's like, well, you don't need to do all of that, but if you want to do all that, I'll introduce you to the people. For now, like, maybe just get things on Fiverr. And I was like, no, I need the pretty logo. I cannot start my videos until I have my pretty logo. So I have my pretty logo, I have my headshots, all the branding, and yeah, it's just there. It's just there because people don't care about that. People care about me and the value that I provide, and the reason why they want to work with me is because they know me, not the logo. Yes, I was just in Miami recently. Actually, we were in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, and I was actually there with my podcast sisters, #MoreThanRealEstate. So we have a sisterhood. It's Vanessa, Anna, and Aura. And we have a podcast called #More Than Real Estate, where we talk about building wealth, mastering our mindset, focusing on wellness while balancing family. So that's basically the 4 pillars that we talk about in our podcast. And yeah, we are doing some amazing things. So we did go to Miami. We took some time away from our families. It was about 4 days. Sacrificed time away from the kids and the hubbies. And yeah, we were like really masterminding on what we want to accomplish for the future, for the future of the show. Basically, it was an amazing experience. And what I do want to add is what made it really special this time was that it was just the 3 of us. Usually when we meet up, it's always because we have like a convention, like we went to Exp Con, we went to the Build conference, we went to the Circle of Excellence meetup. So it's always been because we have something else on the agenda, but this was like specifically for the show and how we want to grow the show from here. So that was absolutely amazing. And if you guys want to check it out, tune in on all of your favorite platforms for podcasts, #More Than Real Estate. Yeah, so one of the most amazing experiences that I had in real estate that felt like a real big win was, I'll never forget this. And that's how I knew the power of social media. I was actually singing happy birthday to my daughter. Well, we had a little party and we were singing happy birthday to her, and I had put it on social media. And I got a DM that came in and was like, "Hey, are you still taking new clients?" and I think what happened was, she was able to see that person was able to see that I'm actually a normal human being, and reached out to me, and she's like, "Oh my God, you seem so fun to work with. Are you taking any clients?" And I was like, "Oh my God, of course." I said, "I'm actually like at my daughter's, I'm hosting my daughter's birthday party, but here, like, schedule a consultation with me, and we'll do a time that works best for you, and so forth." And fast forward, I look at the intake, like, she wants to sell her house in Shrewsbury, and she wants to buy a house, and her budget was $1 million. I was like, oh my God. So that was a big win for me in real estate because, like, I was still very new in real estate, but what I was doing that was different was putting myself out there on social media. And I was trying to create a presence on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm still getting people who are reaching out to me that want to work with me because of social media. And I also want to add too, like, 80% of my clients are from social media. 80%. And then, the other 20, now it's all becoming referral. Like, they had a great experience with me, so now they're referring. And, I think it's just the growth in the business, right? Like, eventually, I'll start having more referrals the longer I do real estate. But another huge win that I want to mention is, being around such an amazing group of people who have all, like, figured it out. Again, I'm still in my infant stages, but you know what? I'm in the table. I'm here. I sit with these people, and I'm learning from all of these people that have actually made it in real estate. So that's a big win. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but being a leader of the wolf pack, like, I am literally sitting with all of these people who are doing big things. So that is a huge thing for me because I'm learning from all of them, like, one-on-one. It's just been something that, I don't know how many people have that kind of opportunity to be in the same room with these multimillionaires. So, but it's not about the money. I mean, I guess it is about the money. It is about the money. But more importantly, like, how did they get to that status, right? I'm learning from them. I'm sitting with them. Now I got to figure out how to eat what they're eating, right? So that's really what it is. What I know today, I wish I knew back then. And one of the biggest advice that I give to new agents coming in the industry, set your systems, partner up with someone who you want to be like, or who inspires you or influences you, and who are doing the right things, and have systems in place. And I know that sounds like super vague, but like one of the things that I wish I did was I wish I kept up with a CRM. I mean, something so simple. Like my database was here, and because a lot of my leads were coming from social media, they were in my DMs, they were, whatever. They were reaching out for me from social media, and I never took that contact and put it in a CRM. So now I feel like I'm starting to do that now and being more consistent. So that's one of the systems that I wish that I actually dominated when I first started real estate. So for any of the new people coming in, you definitely want a CRM, and it sounds like super simple and super minute, but when you start building a large database, and now you're just like, oh my God, I don't know when I call this person. Like it's insane. So definitely get with the right people, the people who are doing it, learn from them, be a student as much as possible, because you're gonna learn something new every day. I've only been in the industry for 4 years, and truly that's not a lot of time. And I'm still learning every single day, and I still have that student mentality. And I came into real estate thinking I was gonna get into commercial. I didn't want to sell houses. I didn't want to be the real estate agent that ran around with clients. I thought I was going to be in commercial real estate, and I thought I was going to do more investments, which I am doing now. But yeah, I did not think I was going to be the typical real estate agent working with buyers and sellers. And actually, it is rewarding working with buyers and sellers, like buyers especially. I know a lot of agents come into the industry and they just want listings. They think that is the easiest route. And in my opinion, I don't think that listings are easier. I think homeowners are more attached to their asset, and to unload it, it's more of an emotional roller coaster. It's a lot of doubt and insecurity, whatever. They're more emotional. But then when you have the buyers, they're more emotional as in a way that they're more grateful because they were able to buy a house and go into home ownership. So I definitely am surprised at the path that I've taken in real estate, because not only is working with clients have been rewarding, but also, jumping into leadership and, working with all the leaders of the wolf pack and the leaders of the women's wolf pack, and then also starting a podcast. So I didn't think I was going to do any of these things, and it's actually been a pretty fun ride. Yeah, so if I had to do this all over again, truthfully, I just wish I got into it sooner. I held on to the thought that I wanted to be in the medical field, and although that was rewarding and I gained a lot of relationships there and I learned so much, I really wish I didn't waste so much time getting all of that, and to finally hit a point where I wasn't fulfilled. And then my salary was sort of capped at that point. So to answer your question, I really wish that I got into real estate sooner. What I truly hope for in the future, and what I am going to manifest in the future, I just really hope to learn and grow as much as I can and start coaching agents. And I sort of do it now, but I have like a student spin on it as well. So by no means am I strictly coaching. I'm kind of learning and coaching at the same time and getting coached as well. So the future, I'd like to, hone in on working with real estate agents and showing them everything that I know and helping them, make a social media presence, or not make, have a social media presence, and just kind of, have the support for agents. That's my end goal, and to retire and, will all of this to my children. But yeah, I think there's a lot of different avenues that, I'm thinking about taking, but I'm definitely gonna stick to this avenue as well. But the goal is to have multiple streams of income, and that being, partnering with my husband and creating, Hernandez Construction and doing our own real estate little division with electrical and, general contracting and building and all those things. And then, taking the podcast to the next level and, just seeing where it takes me. Well, I think people should work with me because I already learned what not to do and what to do. But no, I think I'd say, people should work with me because, I don't know, I feel like I have the client's best interest. And I know that sounds pretty cliche, right? Everybody says it, but it's true. Like I kind of put myself in their situation and I put them at ease and try to make the transactions as smooth as possible. And I just try to nip things in the butt before it comes. And the way I deliver the problems to the client doesn't seem so hard when I get the news, But I didn't have that opportunity to like see home ownership growing up, and being one of the few in the family that do own a home. I feel like anybody can do this, right? Anybody can do it. You just got to dial in on certain things, right, to qualify in order to do this. But I think everybody should be a homeowner. And I feel as though I offer, that sense of security to people, especially with this world being what it is. And, you can't really trust people. I feel as though as I'm very sincere. And I did ask the public why they want to work with me. And a lot of the feedback that I got was that I'm relatable. They say I'm fun to work with. I make the experience more enjoyable. And this is all just coming from the public. I am not tooting my own horn. So you can find me on all your favorite social media platforms. My home base is mostly Instagram as of right now. But my handle is Aura with 4 R's, Aura _Hernandez. And there is a tree link in my bio if you want to schedule a call. We can, talk about what's hot and what's not in real estate. And also you can listen to me on your favorite podcast platform and make sure you look up #MoreThanRealEstate. And you can meet me along with my podcast sisters, Anna and Vanessa. And yep, that's where you can find me.